and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You could follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
Merry Christmas.
What's up there?
Goblins.
Oh, yeah?
Time travelers are great. I'm the doctor. Like, wow. Ah! Hold on tight.
But now, I'm a husband and a father. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh yeah, I finally got a job. I'm the king of Atlantis. But that doesn't mean they all like me.
I'm gonna kill Aquaman and destroy everything he holds dear.
We're just farmers. We're not a threat. They won't just kill us, will they?
Stop. I am a child of war. I find warriors to fight with us. We're searching for soldiers for a fight against the Mother World.
I could help you. For a small fee, obviously.
Happy New Year! He's Vigo! You're like the buzzing of flies to him!
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Bobby.
Happy New Year, Chaos. And Happy New Year, all you watching.
I think it's great to start the new year with my internet connection not being super great and
Being super wonky.
So I can be all set up for a camera show and turn off my camera. It'll be great.
Oh,
I'm hoping it
that's
fixes up. But yeah, I might go ahead and roll the dice on the camera for a little bit too anyway. Real quick, I want to address Samuel here. Samuel, dude, you've been on live streams a couple of times, and I want to say I think you have awesome contributions. I will say, like, have answered your question to the best of my ability, and I think during the last live stream you asked it, and pretty much I gave you everything I could possibly know on it. It's impossible for me to know the future. That's why I will tell you. I will say, looking at this question right now, yeah, I guarantee you, comic book movies in the future will definitely be making hundreds of millions. Definitely. I mean, they still are. I mean, technically, Marvel's made 200 million. But will there be a less return? Yes. Will there be movies that still break that mold? Absolutely. Give it time, and I think there's a solid chance if comic book movies subside, which I mean they will. I mean, all things come to an end at some point. And there'll probably be a new genre movie to take over. I think the Western is the obvious thing to compare it to. And even today, to this day, we still get Westerns. So even if it dies out, we will still get comic book movies occasionally. So yeah, I guess I'm not sure. I feel like that's what I kind of said last time. So I'm not sure what elaboration you want. You can just let me know in chat. I will answer it to the best of my ability, dude. But yes. Yeah, Happy New Year anyway. Did you do anything exciting for New Year's, Bobby?
Went over to some friend's house. They hosted a small get together of people.
Ooh, that's nice.
Nothing special, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I just went to my girlfriend's and her son came over and we played Monopoly. Good
Okay.
times. Wild times. But it's a new
yeah.
year. And I was gonna go ahead and do an announcement. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the camera. We're gonna roll the dice in this internet connection.
Hey.
So hey. Yeah. Like I said, I'm all set up for camera. Internet connection. So starting on the next live stream. What I did was I went to the comic book shop near my girlfriend's place. So I don't like the comic book shop near me. But she has a different comic book shop that's even closer to her than the one is to me. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick up a couple comic books. So I picked up 3 comic books just to dive into and see how it goes. I'm going to review these on my next live stream. So we got this Wolverine, which is like a classic cover. Oh, God, it's getting stupid lighting. Okay, guys, you're gonna see the mess. You're gonna see the mess of my room.
Hold it in front of you.
Mm.
Like, hold it like this.
See the mess of my room. Okay, so we got Wolverine with this awesome variant cover where he looks like a badass. Nightwing, because I used to be a huge fan of Nightwing, and I was like, no, let's dive into Nightwing.
I mean, who isn't?
And you know what? This is one that was recommended to me by a fan of the channel, and I think it links up well. Creepshow. So yeah, I'm gonna dive into these and I'll give you my thoughts on Thursday. But I am excited. I haven't actually picked up a real comic book in a while. I've been doing graphic novels for like decades at this point. Just diving into a regular comic book should be fun, and we'll figure out if comic books are dying. If they're dead art, right? I can do that by myself. I think I can.
Possibly.
Yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, that'll be something to start out the new year with, and let the internet connection gods demand it. But yes, I guess, are we ready to dive into main topics, Bobby?
Yeah. Do we have any news this week? I know a lot happened since we were on break.
God. Yeah, there was probably a lot. Well, I mean, there's the Jonathan Majors thing. I don't think we talked about that last time.
No, we did
I
not.
think that probably happened. So Jonathan Majors was officially convicted and fired as Kang, and that actually lends credence to what I thought was going on. His contract was strong enough that they need a really strong reason to break it, and a conviction of assault was a strong enough reason for Disney to break the contract.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, I said it before and I'll say it again. Jonathan Majors, I think, is a really talented guy, but he is not irreplaceable. They can literally just recast Kang, or if they want to, bring in Doctor Doom, which would be kind of a cool twist. Which is, I mean, that's what the original Secret Wars was. It started out with Kang just being a jerk, and then Doctor Doom popped up, killed him, and became the main villain. So they have options. We will see what happens. There's not a whole lot happening with Marvel and movies next year, except for Deadpool 3, which I'm excited about. And I think I have a whole bunch of background noise right now. So awesome. Okay. That now should be over. But yeah.
Well, if they recast them, who do you think that, in your opinion, who do you think that they should get to recast?
Well, I still have this idea stuck in my head since Mark Hughes from Forbes brought up. And just to advertise, we did have him on the show a couple weeks ago. But his idea was you have one Kang who is older, who has been waiting to see what the other ones do. And he has, just been weeding them out, seeing them just get crushed. And now he's the experienced Kang who's seen all the other ones fail. And you get Denzel Washington for it. That
I like that.
I'm sure it's expensive.
Yeah, it'd be but it'd be worth it too.
Dude, yeah. Like
I would maybe say, I doubt he would, but Morgan Freeman. Like, I doubt he would be
well, Morgan Freeman would be cool, yeah.
Yeah. But I would also just say that because I would like to see him play a villain. Because we don't really get that too often. So.
No, we don't. And he's a good actor. I'm certain he could carry it off.
Like, he technically was the villain in the movie Wanted.
You know, I've actually never seen Wanted.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark Miller's got a bad taste now that he's going kind of pro-chud, so
Oh.
yeah. He's always been kind of a lightweight, so it's not super surprising, but is a little disappointing.
No. Yeah, so I don't think of any other news, like entertainment
I'm sure there's
news.
been stuff.
There's been political news, but like we hardly talk politics on this channel.
Did you want to go into something political?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
I mean, we get into it, but I just the break from it has been nice.
Renslayer as the new Kangs.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, these already been introduced, so that could be interesting.
That would work, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not against it. Like it all matters on delivery. Like, do they just recast Kang, which would probably mean the least adjustment to their plans, or do they bring in somebody new? I just hope it's good. That's all I'm asking for. Yeah, I'm getting lots of background noise, so I apologize, people.
I'm not getting anything in my cans from you.
Oh, okay, that's good. That is good news.
It might be your headphones.
Yeah. Maybe. So I guess, are we ready to dive into the main event?
Yeah.
Evil Morgan Freeman. I'm not against an evil Morgan Freeman.
No, evil Morgan Freeman would be great.
I mean, Denzel Washington's not young, but he is younger than Morgan Freeman, though.
Yeah, Denzel would be great in the role too.
Anyways, yeah. Doctor Who, the first full adventure with Ncuti Gatwa.
Probably the only thing this week I liked, to be honest with you.
That's This is the one bright spot this week, guys. It's like literally like we're covering Aquaman 2 after this, and then Rebel Moon. It is downhill from here, quite literally.
Yeah, this is the peak.
This is and this is it. Like, I would actually say I prefer the 3 Tenet specials over this, but this is still solid. Like, this is pure cheese Doctor Who, pretty much. I think the biggest accomplishment of this special for me was just establishing Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor, and yeah, I was pretty down for his performance pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought
absolutely.
Like he carries it just instantly with absolute confidence, and I love it.
Well, I was talking about this with a friend of mine actually last night, and we both enjoyed it very much. But he pitched an interesting theory to me, and I kind of have to agree with him on a lot of it. So, like in the last episode where they split,
yeah,
like maybe with that split, how we saw like parts of each other's clothing, being split, maybe more than just that, was split. Maybe a lot of their consciousness, like, so all that pain and trauma that Tennant was carrying around through that whole episode, but we see Tennant still having there, but the new Doctor just being, hey, don't worry, we're going to get through this and we're going to do it and everything's going to be okay. That optimism, like that bubbliness, that's something that we really haven't seen in the reboot of shows since Eccleston. So I think that maybe that he's just that part of his his makeup just didn't go with him.
Maybe.
Yeah, so this new doctor is literally he's processed all the pain and the trauma that he's experienced. So this one is just, a doctor like we haven't seen before.
Yeah, no, well,
Just,
yeah.
just an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's an interesting idea. Yeah, it's definitely something we have to see evolve. For me, I'm just kind of taking it as it goes. And I will say,
Yeah.
like, this first episode, I thought it was very charming. I thought he carried the role extremely well. I instantly believed him as the doctor. There wasn't, and I think that's the greatest accomplishment and probably the greatest thing this episode was trying to do.
Hmm.
The main story, well, the story was also establishing the companion, and the companion seems interesting. So, but I have to see more. But
Yeah,
um,
from what I've seen, I have no issue with the companion. Good actress.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting story. I have a feeling like this is going to be one that's going to this story is going to be an arc throughout the entire season.
Mhm.
So like we're not going to get questions to or answers to some of the questions that we have now until maybe way later into this season, which I
Well, yeah,
believe doesn't start up till spring.
yeah, it was spring. So, I mean, we're barely in winter right now. So, probably
Yeah.
like March at the earliest. So, we got some time till we get some more Doctor Who. That being said, yeah, like there is a lot of mystery to her character. Um,
What
because
did you
she's
think of
just
the
a child that was
goblins?
abandoned. The goblins were, um,
I
I
love
don't,
that whole part.
well, I do think the song was really charming. This just, well, charming and menacing, just kind of
about
a
eating
goofy mix.
eating a baby.
Yeah, eat the baby. Yeah, no, that was fun. I think for me, like it's fun, but they never felt like a menace. But I don't know if they were really going for that. I think I think the
No, I
goal
thought
here
this
was
was
more
just
just to
pure
tell a
cheese
fun
Doctor Who.
story. Yeah, pure
Yeah,
cheese
cheese
and
Doctor
fun
Who.
Doctor. It's one of those things where it's like I have my critiques, but I feel like for what this episode was shooting for, it kind of fucking nailed it. Because yeah, it's all about Shooty Gatwa. It's his show. And it's and you get a bit about the companion. We get her backstory, how she's a foster child. She's essentially a foster child who's lived in the same foster home forever and not been adopted to the point where that's just her family now. Um, and the doctor encounters her, and there's some wonkiness with her past and being dropped off at the foster home, and
Yeah.
what's up with her, and we got mysteries, and then there's apparently the one woman, I don't remember her name, but she got to break the fourth wall at the end. I assume we're going to get a backstory as to what's up with her at some point.
I honestly think that might have just been a cameo.
Oh, do you think it maybe was just like a
Because
joke?
I Googled immediately because I was like, okay, this has to mean something. It's either that or they were, I guess that actress was on a British TV show, like a very well-known British TV show, and it was like a cameo because she was a star of said British TV show. I had never heard of the show, but
I don't know. I feel like
she
for
recognized
some
a
of the stuff
TARDIS.
yeah, I was about to say for her talking about the TARDIS, I feel like they're probably gonna do something more with her because unless like she was a cameo from Doctor Who, like if she popped up in Doctor Who and then she said that, it's like okay,
No, that was actually what I
But yeah.
checked to see if she was a past, like if she
Yeah.
was on the show ever at any point.
Yeah, if it was an old companion or something, it's like oh okay.
Yeah, that was my first thought, and that's why I gotta let me see if I have this. But yeah, go on. Sorry, yeah.
Oh well, like I said, the whole story revolves around the companion and goblins wanting to eat her. Oh yeah, and the idea that like we don't actually have bad luck. What we have is goblins following us around, trying to create bad luck. And if they can collect enough, we get delicious and they eat us. And that's kind of like Davies will do quirky stuff like that, and I do appreciate like the giving us the hidden backstory behind having bad luck. Um, no, another thing I will add, because I had some criticisms of the sonic screwdriver. Seeing it in practice, I was fine with it. It worked.
Yeah,
fine.
I actually kind of
It's a
had the
lot
thought
smaller than I thought it was.
yeah, watching him like actually do stuff with it, I was like, I don't get what Bob was saying. It's fine. Like,
Yeah, no, I thought like it looked way more complex and way bigger. And like actually seeing it in practice, I was like, oh, that works. Okay. It's wonky looking, but okay, sure. You
The
upgrade it.
actress's
Works for
the
me.
actress's name is Anita Dobson.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and then there all it said was that she was just the neighbors, but she recognized the TARDIS.
We will see. Maybe it's a fun cameo, but I suspect there's something more going on. I know lots of fans have theorized maybe it's an older version of River Song. Um, I don't know if it's going to be quite that obvious, but we'll have to see. I do feel like there's probably going to be some sort of later connection going on. Maybe even later there'll be an adventure where there's a young woman that he helps with, and that ends up being her. That could be fun. But yeah, this is like I said, this is by far the highlight of this week. Oh my god! This week,
We have a
well, no, I don't
caravan
want
of
to say it was a
crap
terrible
next to get
chore
into.
because Aquaman was rough, but like I would say, well, I guess do we want to just dive into Aquaman too, or you want anything you want to add to Doctor?
Do you want to dive into Aquaman? Yeah, let's dive into it.
Dive? Yes.
Yes.
We're diving.
No. I just can't wait for the rest of Who. That's all I really have to add.
Yes. Yeah. No, we got a couple months left.
She
which
was married to
sucks, but yeah.
somebody, and I'm trying to find that real quick. Oh yeah, she's married to Brian May.
Oh my god.
That was it. That was the fact. Because I found that
awesome.
out, and I was like,
No.
"Oh, that's fucking cool." I was like, "Oh, that's fucking
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. That's who it was.
All right.
Brian May.
We're diving into Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2, which on most any other week, I think this would be the worst movie quite easily. Not this week.
This was bad.
Yeah, no, this is a fucking mess.
Oh.
So
And there were
like-
people who were genuinely enjoying it in the theater when I saw it.
let's think. The first one, I find it entertaining. I have serious issues with it, but like I feel like the first one feels like James Wan, like just having fun with the goddamn character, not really.
Yeah, in the
just having
canon, in
fun
the
with
world.
character.
Absolutely.
Like
yeah.
like say what you will about how dopey and silly the whole thing is. It feels like a cohesive story that he put some effort into it. He just had fun with it. This feels like he tried to do that, but like I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a David Zaslav movie with touches of James Wan in it. To give you an idea of exactly what I mean. So I feel like obviously James Wan was given the mandate to limit how much Amber Heard's in this movie.
Oh, definitely. I could say that she's there.
No, that was definitely there. So he
She's
wrote
there.
a whole script. Yeah, he wrote a
He
whole
doesn't
script
do much. Sorry.
where
yeah.
the whole motivation was Amber Heard gets injured, and she's kind of becomes the emotional anchor, but she's not going to be in much in the movie. So she gets injured, and Aquaman goes out and searches for revenge. That seems like the clear movie that he shot for under that mandate. So he did that movie, he shot it, and then the executives came in again and said, "Okay, you know how you have scenes to build up the emotional connection, so you actually feel it when she gets injured. We're gonna cut those to shit, so she's barely in the fucking movie. So that way, when she gets injured, nobody fucking cares or knows or what, except for some reason Arthur cares." So it's the beginning of this movie's fucking chopped to pieces, and it's obvious as fuck. Arthur's talking about raising the kid, and you see lots of scenes, and you see a bit of him with his father. And it's always great to see Tamara Morrison. I'm not
Like a
complaining
good
there.
chunk. He was in this movie quite predominantly. Like I was.
Yeah. Well, I
Kind of
mean, it feels like through most of the movie that it's like Arthur and his father raising the kid. And it's like, what? Did the mom die? But, she's there. You get like brief scenes of her and like 2 lines of dialogue.
And she does about one impactful thing to the story.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's there, hardly
Yeah.
fucking does anything. So
Mhm. No,
if this was
feels like-
mandates after the
Yeah.
trial, it's just kind of like, if you're gonna reduce her part in this movie so much, just take her out.
No, it's one of those things where, okay, guys, either suck it up and recast her, or suck it up and just, you filmed it, put her in the movie. Just do one or the other. You're
Yeah.
because it's obviously it's cut around her severely. And the other part that's really cut up would be the third act, which is something I didn't think about till it was brought up later, but makes sense. It was obviously designed to have like a big battle at the end, but like it didn't test well. So like the big battle ends up ending before it starts, which like if it was just it seemed like it was leading up to another big CGI monster battle, and I'm not really down for that, but like they could have done something else. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Black Manta was like the big well, Black Manta was kind of the big villain, but he's being influenced by this evil green fucking trident from the last city or whatever the fuck.
The Lost Kingdom.
Last
The Lost
Kingdom.
Kingdom. It's in the title.
Kingdom. It's in
not
the
the last,
title.
it's the Lost.
Yeah. That's how invested I was in this movie. I can't keep up with things that are in the goddamn title.
But like I said, there were people who were genuinely enjoying this movie in the theater with me, and I was entertained by their enjoyment.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, if you want to talk entertainment factor, there is some lights I can shine on this movie. Most notably, you see the poster. So Jason Momoa is fine. I don't want to shit on Jason Momoa, but the dude behind him in this poster is pretty fucking awesome.
And he steals the fucking movie.
A lot of the show.
And I think he would have been a better cast as Aquaman, but that's
DJ was saying that I think on the initiative last week. Like he was like, there's scenes where he feels like Aquaman, like
there is
Aquaman, and I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I was like watching it, even thinking like why didn't they fucking have him play Aquaman? Like shit, he's just I'm enjoying his story more than the namesake of the movie.
Yeah. No, the Orem really steals the show here. He is easily the best character. I do like the dynamic between him and Arthur, even though Orem steals it. But I don't know. I'm kind of down for it because he carries it. He carries what he can well, despite the movie being cut to shit. And most of this is during the second act, where it's Orem and Arthur kind of going on an adventure. Because the third act's pretty chopped up, and the first act is a fucking mess. It is.
Yeah, promising start. Also, speaking of the CGI, they still can't get hair to look right underwater.
Oh no, the CGI.
I have one part of it that that really irked me, and I wasn't even going to bring anything up when we talked about it, but this part irked me so much when they both were in the like little submarine pod that you would just assume is a closed thing that they just get in, but their hair is floating like they're underwater, but yet they're traveling in a thing that looks closed and contained. So what's the point of water being inside of the cockpit?
I assume it's supposed to be just one of those underwater bots for Atlantis. But yeah.
But I don't know why that annoyed me so much.
Well, that's the thing. So like the effects here look maybe on par as the original, or maybe a step or two worse. They're not amazing. Like this.
No,
I'm not gonna lie. This movie does feel a bit like. Well, it doesn't feel a bit like. It feels exactly like, hey, we got what we got. We're gonna crap this out and just be done with this. And I kind of feel like if they were gonna take that attitude with it, maybe stop sticking our fingers on it. Just tell James Wan, hey, dude, do what you want with it. We don't care. Just let him do it.
Yeah.
I would rather someone actually creative like James Wan do whatever he want with this than some studio mandates dictate it, which is clearly what was going on. And the other thing that I would say I like in here, the other dynamic is even though this is like cliche dynamic, it's the Black Manta, who is kind of the main villain, but he's being influenced by the green trident of evil. The dynamic between him and God damn it, what's the name of that actor or the character? I can't even think of either one.
The special agent from Ant-Man.
Yeah. Fuck. What is his name?
I can't think of his name either.
I know his name. Fuck. Chat. There's 12 of you watching. What is the name of that guy? He's not Jim from The Office, but he plays him for like a joke. Randall Park, thank you. Randall Park, Archmage. Archmage Fry for the win. Thank you, buddy. I like even though it's cliche, I think dynamic between those two works where like Randall Park's obviously the guy who's just got in over his head, who was just kind of mystified by Atlantis, and all of a sudden he's like, whoa, we're killing people now? The fuck? And then, Black Manta's pure revenge, just wanting to kill Arthur. And I thought they handled that decently well. Well, when I say they, I mean the actors. The script doesn't really give them a huge amount to do.
No.
But yeah, this is I like, I think people will have different votes. I actually would say this is worse than the Marvels. I was not a huge fan of the Marvels, but I had more fun with it at least.
Yeah, the Marvels had a lot more redeeming qualities to it than this.
Yeah. The Marvels just felt clumsy and kind of not
yeah, and I stand by saying like Kamala Khan was the most entertaining thing out of that whole movie.
Dude, like the 3 leads in that I thought were really good.
Great.
I have no complaints. Yeah. The 3 leads I thought,
but out of all of them, the Kamala Khan character was
she's the most charismatic. Yeah. Like just
exactly.
a fangirl. Yeah. She's awesome. Yeah. And I think it's also worth saying, while the chuds were screaming about the Marvels bombing because it stars women, Aquaman 2 underperforming the Marvels. Just
putting that out
there. Gonna throw that out there. Yeah. Maybe that's not a good assessment.
No, that reminds me. I forgot to send you a funny meme.
Yeah. But so obviously I would not recommend Aquaman 2. It's not even like, I think the first one can be entertaining for a dumb movie. This is not even there. Like, elements of Act 2 can be fun, where it's Orm and Arthur running around, and that's about it. There's that pretty funny joke with the cockroach. It had me chuckling a bit.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that's about it. Not huge.
Is there anything else after that? Because I left after that bit.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything else after that?
I mean, they do follow up with the... are you talking about the mid-credit scene?
Yeah, like with the cockroach.
No, there wasn't anything after that. That
Okay,
mid-credit scene was the last scene of this DCEU universe. And now we're going to get to James Gunn stuff.
Yeah.
So, yes. Orm likes cockroaches, guys. But yeah, this is disappointing. I guess I don't even know if I want to call it disappointing. I didn't have high hopes for this, and I guess maybe it met expectations. So maybe not disappointing is the best word, but not good. Good.
This is just, I guess, a decent showing for the ending of the first chapter in the DC film universe.
What? This is a movie that is under clear studio meddling from Warner Brothers. So maybe this is a good one to end the DCEU on, a franchise that has been plagued by studio meddling its entire fucking run.
And trouble.
Yeah. So maybe this is the perfect step to end it on. Feels appropriate. Yeah, not recommended. Like, I don't even know, like, if I'd recommend it on streaming. Like, if you're really desperate for Aquaman, to watch the first one. Oh, a couple more things I want to bring up. So number one, I love how I assume they just cut the budget and didn't bring back Willem Dafoe and just have a quick line about how he died. And then essentially have Dolph Lundgren there to essentially fill his role, because it feels obvious that was supposed to be Volko's role.
Oh, so yeah. Like,
and it's yeah.
I'll say midway through the movie, I was watching it and I thought to myself, like, I kind of audibly said, "Wait, is that fucking Dolph Lundgren?"
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if Dolph Lundgren didn't return in this movie, I wouldn't have said a word, because like he was just the father of Mara. So I'm not like requiring to see the father of Mara again. Volko, I was kind of expecting to see again. So to see it flipped and see Dolph Lundgren there, but Volko gone was weird. And it's like they have a random line about how Volko just died between the two movies. It's like, really? We're just gonna kill off Willem Dafoe like that?
Oh, does that just mean you guys couldn't afford Willem, or he just adamantly
That's what
said
it sounds
no?
like, yeah.
Or did he adamantly say no?
Yeah, just like, oh no, I don't like how this is going. I'm dodging this.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, and the other
wash
thing
my
is, so
hands.
Nicole Kidman did make this movie,
Mhm.
and she pops up like pretty like late in Act One, and I'm like, oh, his mom's still here, and she is like so just there to be in the back, almost be like a background character who occasionally pops up to just spout exposition at him, and
I think she
that's her
also maybe
massive
took
role.
some of the weight of what Amber Heard's role would have been.
Well, what I suspect, well, I also suspect she probably had more stuff in the beginning, and maybe she had some stuff with Amber Heard in the beginning that got
Mhm.
cut. Because it feels like she pops up, and it's like they never even establish that. I don't think there's ever really a line that establishes that she's Aquaman's mother in this. She just pops up. You don't know that she's the mother. That she's just some random woman who's there, and all of a sudden she's making like kissy faces with his father. It's like, wait, what? If you don't
No,
know, it's like, what? Huh?
they were yeah. If you didn't watch the first one, yeah.
Yeah, it's they just kind of drop her in there. It's like, wow, really? Yeah. So yeah, Willem Dafoe and Nicole Kidman don't get the best treatment here. But yeah, not a good
Oh, it's a
movie.
little bit too
They're
much.
yeah. but but Bobby, well, is there anything you want to add?
No.
Okay. Well, guess what? This isn't the worst movie this week, though.
No, it's not.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay, so this one was a fucking chore. Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fucking Fire.
Oh.
So Zack Snyder is known to be a visual director.
I couldn't tell.
Fuck. Like this might legit be one of the ugliest movies I've ever seen. And it's not just necessarily like the aesthetic. It's the fact that everything looks like a fucking soundstage. Like blatantly like a fucking soundstage.
Yeah.
It's like they just throw you right in it. Like you get like ships, and you get Anthony Hopkins doing this huge exposition dump right at the beginning, which is not a great sign. But you know what? I'll forgive it. Maybe when we get to the core story, it'll work. And the core story then cuts to Sophia Botella. I don't remember the name of her character, and I'm not looking it up because I don't fucking care. And she's like doing farming on this field on this like planet that looks like it's supposed to be like Mars, and it's the fakest looking set you've ever seen in your fucking life. And I'm sorry, they're like a lot of this stuff is based in fucking California. Can you not find a desert in California to shoot at? Like, the fuck are you doing? Why? This movie sucks. Like,
Yeah, this
just
was
immediately
bad.
out the door. I've gotten like maybe 5 minutes into it, and already I'm like, fuck, this is bad.
Yeah, and you at that point you've already sat through two slow motion scenes that are completely unnecessary.
Oh, dude,
But
I
yet,
love the slow motion dropping of the seeds in the farm. That was fucking great. Really brought the fucking movie
you're not
together.
even kidding, like, because that part actually fucking existed, and that was
Oh
just
my god.
oh my god.
Bobby, what are your thoughts on this wonderful
Ugh.
movie?
I want to try and search for something nice to say, but I think I got to
Oh,
get my criticisms out first.
I can give it a compliment. I will give you a compliment. So, like, the title card with Rebel Moon and the font choice was cheesy as fuck, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I still
I
think
know that's weak sauce, but it's what I got for this thing, okay?
yeah, I think Zach definitely picked and chose out of his favorite sci-fi fandoms and canon and lore and kind of hodgepodged everything together.
Yeah.
Because like,
Dude, like,
there's
it feels
so
like
much.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go.
No, this is you. Go ahead. I'm interrupting.
There's a lot of it that I feel is like definitely heavily borrowed from obviously Star Wars. and I'm going to get that one right out of the way.
Yeah.
Firefly,
Mm-hmm.
elements of Doctor Who, elements of Harry Potter. Like, I stopped counting after a while.
Super strong Dune vibes in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's obviously he's just doing hero's journey, but it is so cliche and predictable. Like it's like Sophia Patella was found in this shipwreck, and that there's I should have killed you, but for some reason I saved you, and I don't know why. And then like there's some descendant of the king that like will one day take the throne, and we don't know who that is. I wonder who it could be. And then you have the droids that like will only defend the true king. That's what Anthony Hopkins plays. So he'll only defend the true king, but the true king isn't around, so they can just abuse the droids and they won't do anything. And then the droid randomly pops up to help her, and it's like, yeah, I saw that coming a mile away, guys. And of course, I don't even feel like they really established. Like, I think maybe they established it right at the end. Is like one of the final twists is like, oh my god, she's a defendant of the true king, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. You've been broadcasting it the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, that was just like, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
I've seen a movie before. I know this.
I've seen this pitch before, like, and much better. And horribly, but still more entertainment. It's horribly done.
So, one thing that I'm trying to figure out is why this movie looks so goddamn bad. Because here's one thing I'll say about Zack Snyder. He does his sepia tone slow-mo shit all the time. But usually, like, at least, like his movies look decent. Maybe not color-wise, but, like, usually decent visuals. This is garbage. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, was the crew he usually works with, did they like quit or something and get a better project, and like he had to work with new crew or do a lot of it himself and not actually know how to do these visuals? Is he like this idea man who's like, I want it to look like this, but doesn't actually know how to get there without his crew to explain it to him? Because this is like, you can see the setups for cool shots, and then it looks like shit. Like, really. This is, oh my god. Am I ranting a bit?
No, it's okay. No, that so much of this movie just made me so angry. Because like it seemed like, the whole story was it also had plot armor too. Like it's just this is just, the story just falls apart so fast, for me at least. Like, when I saw there was 2 and midway through it, I was just like, oh god, do we really have to, like...
And it comes out in fucking April. I put it on the agenda because fuck it, I guess we'll have something to fucking rant about. But it's like, why? Like, I feel like Netflix just said, oh, Zack Snyder's got a fan base, and he does. Although I will notice they've been strangely quiet on this one, that it is an absolute fucking a train wreck. I don't know how else to describe this movie. This is atrociously bad. Like, literally what this movie is Sophia Patella works on a farm. Her farm gets attacked. She has to go hunting, and she has to go figure out who can save them. Hold on, let me yeah, no, I did make it to the end. It was,
yes,
it was
I did too.
Yeah, but
as soon as the credits popped up, I was just, thank God.
Yeah, no, so like they kind of do have like a formal ending, and then like there's a huge post-credit scene. Well, not even post-credit because it's before the credits, but like there's this like probably 5 to 10 minutes after that where it just establishes the main villain who was killed at the end of this one is resurrected essentially and told, if you don't get him this time, you'll be really dead. And it's like,
oh, you mean Bison's Army?
You're dead like 5 minutes ago, so I don't know.
I just called them Bison's Army because they look like General M. Bison. It's a Street Fighter.
Yeah,
something else they borrowed from.
Oh my god!
There is something, and Stray Bean said it earlier, that the costuming, like, there was some stuff that I thought, okay, that's a choice, but other than that, like, the costuming in the movie, yeah, like, Yeah, and costume
Yeah.
design, I didn't have any issue with it. I liked a lot of the looks
That's
of
true.
the
Like,
characters and everything. Yeah,
in
like
fact,
actually, the
here's
Red Priests, I thought they looked great.
while they didn't have stuff to work with, they did actually have a lot of talented actors in this, who I know can do a good job with shit. Um,
Except
um,
for Sons of Anarchy guy, or this movie's how they pitched him to be this movie's not Han Solo, but
yeah.
Han Solo wouldn't betray
Well,
them. I mean, he would get the money for betraying them, but he wouldn't actually betray them.
oh no, you've
He'd take their
spoiled this
money.
terrible movie. Our audience
Oh,
will be
did I?
ruined, and they won't be able to enjoy
Did
the
I?
true
I'm
masterpiece
just
of
saying.
Rebel
No, I'm
Heart.
just saying. Han Solo would say he's going to betray them, but actually save them
Yeah.
while still taking their money.
Mm-hmm. No, so like the whole setup for this movie. So village attack. Sophia Botella goes out with the one guy who was kind of like on the Empire side and kind of like, oh shit, I can't, after he sees how bad they are, he's like, I can't work with these guys. They go on an adventure to essentially recruit a party. That's the movie. They're recruiting a party. They're going from location to location and meeting
And
people
how
and
much time
recruiting
we
them.
spent doing that. Like,
That was
my
so
God.
much that was most of this movie.
That was the
They get
bulk of this movie.
yeah, and that's it. And then they get to the end, and it's like, oh shit, we've been at this for almost 2 hours. We should probably wrap this up. Charlie Hunnam, the guy you just mentioned, Sons of Anarchy guy, the Han Solo type character, he decides to betray them. He turns them over to Ed Skrein. It took me a second. It's the bad guy from Deadpool, but he's like the bad guy here, and he turns them over to them. They get into a big battle. Of course, the good guys win. Yay! All happiness. I can't wait to see Rebel Moon 2. Fucking Zack Snyder does it again. Brilliant filmmaker. La di da di da. Like, you know what? The Snyder bots have been strangely, like I said, they've been strangely quiet on this one, which is kind of very revealing. Because like this was supposed to be Netflix giving Zack Snyder just a ton of money to do whatever the fuck he wanted. It was like, here, do what you want. And he turns out this. And I used to say Sucker Punch was his worst movie, even though I thought Director's Cut was a decent improvement. This is by far worse than that. Like, Sucker Punch has amazing fucking visuals. Fucking gorgeous.
That one was mildly entertaining too.
Yeah, dude.
That was one that I was actually surprised got the hate that it did when it came out. I was like, really?
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't great, but it's
it's flawed, and that's the thing. Like I used to be a semi Zack Snyder defender, even though everybody calls me a hater. Like, I just have my criticisms. I always thought like he's a cool visual guy.
Yeah.
Just don't give him stories. Let
Yeah.
somebody else kind of manage the story and just give him some control over visuals.
Yeah, and
maybe
that's-
even put a bit of a leash on some of those visuals. We don't need slow-mos on grain, okay?
No, and I know that we're going to get into some of Snyder's work now, talking about this. Now, like with Man of Steel, for example, I know that he didn't have a lot to do with the writing of that story, so that has nothing. It's more of how he shot it. A lot of it I really appreciated. I felt that he stuck a little bit too much to a softer, toned down hues and colors, like the gray skies, and all that shit. I don't think of that when I think of Superman. I think of like sunny blue day, like the fucking bright red and blue suit, But he wanted to go darker and grittier, and I feel that he accomplished that when showing Zod and his generals, as well as Krypton being destroyed. But yeah, just minor things. But overall, I enjoyed that movie for the most part.
So listen, I have big complaints of Man of Steel. Do I dislike Man of Steel? No. I think it's okay. I would say I marginally like that movie. It's entertaining. It's got its issues, but it's fine. And
it does.
It wasn't remotely his worst movie. I thought it was a solid idea for a Superman story, and I think with a couple of minor changes, I think that could have easily been the best Superman.
I will admit I tend to forget. I get that in the first Thor movie blurred together when that thing goes down hunting Thor in the town, or the generals are destroying the town. I
can see that.
Show me footage of that. I couldn't tell.
I
could not tell you the difference between either of them. Oh wait, yeah, Marvel's was brighter in color and lighting. That's how I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much a Bug's Life in space.
Yeah, it was.
Ugh.
Good
At least
actors in a bad movie.
so does that mean we're gonna get a Woody Allen ripoff of Rebel Moon?
No. So I can't believe I haven't said this yet because this is while watching it, I thought the ultimate way to describe what Rebel Moon is. So, like in the early 80s, some in the late 70s, but mostly in the early 80s, you got tons of these low budget, cheesy Star Wars clones.
Like canon films.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
cheesiest things in the world. But like those movies, even though they're not good, but like there's a charm to those movies. There's almost an earnestness to just somebody just saying,
I-
"Fuck it, I have
I-
no budget. Let's just
I-
see what I can do. Let's see how close I can
I-
get to Star Wars." And usually it's a fail, but it's almost always a fail. But you know what?
Oh, you've seen
There's like
Laser
a
Blast,
charm to
right?
that attempt. There's a charm to that event.
You've seen like Laser Blast, right?
Yeah. But you know what? Do you know what Rebel Moon is? Rebel Moon is that without the charm.
Oh,
Without any of the B movie charm. Because this is not remotely a B movie. This is a high budget movie that just yeah. Oh,
yes,
that
Ray
Bug's
Beans.
Life
Yes.
Magnificent Seven, which is some
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Samurai,
god
yeah.
damn it. That's
Seven Samurai is
that's
an
what he
amazing
was
movie.
doing with this. He was
Mhm.
doing Seven Samurai in space, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I can't believe I didn't put that together.
I don't think I wanted to actualize that thought. But yeah.
That is absolutely
I was just thinking maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Please let it just be me.
because I could see him
No.
thinking that's amazingly clever that no one's ever done that.
It's
before.
fucking cool,
You-
bro. Let's shoot it.
knowing Zack Snyder, he's not even doing Seven Samurai in space. He's doing Magnificent Seven in space, not realizing that there's a Magnificent
that
Seven.
Western is based off of a cut. Yeah. Okay.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, they've already remade the
True.
Magnificent Seven. Yeah,
And Magnificent Frankie is a fantastic episode.
that is a fantastic episode.
But yeah, Rebel. Oh my god, I would rather watch Magnificent Frankie 3 times in a row, which I believe is about it would be equal in length. Not good. Worst Zack Snyder movie. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Just garbage. Visually,
Yeah, this was fucking bad.
fucking.
This was
like,
fucking terrible.
This is watching Zack Snyder, except without any of the actual positives that you usually get with Zack Snyder.
Yeah. See, usually when you put movies like this on the list and I'm watching this, I really think you're doing this just to torment me sometimes.
Dude, like, I mean, obviously this has gotten a lot of press, and yeah,
This was
lots of people are
terrible.
talking about, and I'm probably gonna cut this into a segment because fuck, this is atrocious.
Oh god. Yeah, this was
Yeah.
like I said, I wanted to find some elements that
Mhm.
were good about it and not just be shitting on it entirely.
Well, like
But
I said,
it's
yeah, I think
hard.
it's got
the
talented
Griffin
cast. They
writing.
aren't used well, but talented cast, and I like the font choice on the title card.
I didn't mind a lot of. I didn't mind most. I didn't mind the bad guys like military attire.
No,
I
no,
thought that
the
looked
whole
pretty
Nazi thing
cool.
works for me.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
it worked for selling that they're bad and evil. They
Mhm,
totally look like General Bison clones, though. But
yeah. I don't know how this movie got made. Like, and so apparently the rumor is there's going to be a fucking director's cut of this at some point.
Of course
Because
there is.
for some reason Zack Snyder didn't just release that, even though Netflix just gave him fucking a blank check to do whatever the fuck he wanted. And it's not like Netflix would care if you released a 3 or 4 hour movie. They this is just bad. I just
Yeah, Lucas did. Yeah, Stray Beans in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did knock off
Dude.
Kurosawa.
Listen. So this is
He
like Rebel
absolutely
Moon
did,
is
yeah.
the hero's journey. And which is like, if you want to know the hero's journey, it's the first Star Wars movie to a T that follows
Yeah.
the hero's journey so well. But it works because he does a good job with it. The same thing with Force Awakens. You can say it's the clone of the A New Hope, which it kind of is, but like it's well done. Rebel Moon is not well done. It is a fucking mess, and you know.
Yes,
you're
and that's the only reason why he's getting his Snyder cut. It's just to milk
Mhm.
the fans.
Yeah,
Like,
it's what they're expecting. You know. You got-
yeah, they only expect all of his movies to have Snyder cuts now.
and I'm sorry, like all the re-releases of these Snyder cuts have not, like, in my opinion, seismically changed the movie. Like people act like they do, and it's like
Justice League, okay. Now Justice League, if they would have kept the Martian Manhunter stuff in there, I think it would have been. I would have enjoyed it if they gave him more to do in an active role.
Oh, gave
in
him
that
more
movie.
due. Yeah, sure. I was like, dude, he was in like the post-credit scene. But yeah, no, gave
Yeah,
him more due. I won't be game. Absolutely.
I don't
Dude, Martian
remember him from
Manhunter
the
should be
original
in a
one.
Justice League movie.
Yeah, I don't remember him in the original cut. I remember him in the director's cut because I remember being pissed off that it was a black and white, not realizing that he released two of those, one in color and one in black and white, but I could only find the black and white one. Ugh.
Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah, he did black and white one. And I always ask, I would love Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, if you're watching this, I want you to answer this for me. Why are you pushing a black and white version of Justice League while giving Superman a black suit where you can't even tell the suit color in that version? Why are you doing this? Are you insane? Stop it. Ugh.
Like, I half expected him to do the fucking Wizard of Oz thing, and as soon as Soup's turned back to being, from bad Superman to good Superman, everything's in color again. But no.
Yeah. Yeah, this Rebel Moon is bad, guys. It's bad. I also didn't like the animated Owl movie he did. This is worse than that as well. Yeah. You know what do we have we got better stuff next week, right?
We got all of What If Season 2 next week.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I've heard some decent stuff about What If Season 2. And then we're going to watch the Mean Girls from 2004, and my daughter will be down for that. And then we got Wonka. And I've heard decent things about Wonka. I'll be blunt. I feel like this week what we're seeing really, at least in two of these movies, is we're seeing movies that can't get rewrites and can't get reshoots. And the studio's just spitting them out. I feel like we're getting a side effect of that. Although, yeah, it feels like there's some wonkiness going on because these are two movies that had no excuse to be as wonky as they are. And there's no reason Aquaman wasn't the worst one we watched this week.
Speaking of wonkiness, next week we're going to be covering Wonka.
Yes, we are. Yeah, the prequel that nobody wanted, but let's see what they do.
With Pasty McGee.
Yeah.
And what else are we covering? And Mean Girls, yeah. So
yeah, we got Mean Girls and
What If Season 2 and Wonka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be fun. God, it's got to be better than this week. I mean, Mean Girls is solid, so
yeah, that's entertaining. That movie is entertaining.
Yes. You can hear two white guys talk about Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure I can maybe sweet.
The only opinions that matter
with that one. I could try to convince the wife to sit in and talk about that one.
Hey,
she'll be excited to watch it. I know that.
Live streaming, hasn't she? Mm.
Yeah, she'll be excited. I mean, she'll be happy that we get to watch it.
Yay. But yeah, that should be a good week. I guess I don't have anything to add.
Yeah.
They're a rough week. Doctor Who was fun. Trudy Gott was great.
Mm-hmm.
That's my takeaway this week. I will say Geek Prime, it looks like the new Mean Girls is going to be set in the same universe because Tim Meadows and Tina Fey are coming back. And I saw
they're still educators.
Yeah, it essentially said, "Oh my God, they're still here," and I was like, "Oh, is this supposed to be the same universe, not just the new thing?"
Just several years later, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be fun. So like a soft reboot, sequel. Well, okay, I'm down. But yeah, let's see. Anything you want to add, Bobby?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So this Thursday, I'm going to cover some comic books before I get to some Chud content, and that I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun. Experimenting with new stuff this year. Having fun. Party on. Party on, Bobby.
Party on, Bob.